Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Authors Quill. I hope everyone's having a marvelous, fabulous afternoon wherever you are, except in Iran. I'm sorry for you people, but for everybody else on the planet, I really do hope you're having a good time and life's treating you good and everything's being kind and lovely. I mean, I know this particular show is at about 163, 165 countries, something like that. So, and I know it's all across this almost, I think either all time zones or almost all time zones. It's really, really close. So, but I know our friends over there listen to us in London right now. It's 9 o'clock in the evening. Saturday. Shame on you people for being home at 9 p.m. on Saturday night. Just no. I want you to listen.
Be nice to your listeners. These are your listeners.
I mean, come on. It's London. It's 9 p.m.
You're here to listen to Barbara, not here to listen to you. So let's get Barbara going.
There's some good pubs over there. You ever been to London, Barbara?
No, that's on my bucket list, though. Definitely got to get there.
I love London.
London is weird. People there.
London is fun.
It's what's that word we're reclaiming? That's what they are. The word that we're reclaiming. But anyway, welcome to Authors Quill. I mean, I really do hope you're having a good day. It's hard these days for some people, man. Life is a little on the strain side. So before we even get started, what is it that you like to write?
I love science fiction and fantasy. It's what I read. It's what I love to write.
Okay, let's not be a tease now. What kind of sci-fi are we talking about?
Space opera.
Oh, that's good. I like that. That's
good. Space opera. Mystery space opera.
Oh, I like that too. I know with that too.
I love to have mysteries. I love to have relationships.
You just got to slip some near now in there too. It's I don't know what it is with the near now sci-fi, but space opera I've always been a big fan. I think that's what got me hooked on Babylon 5 way back in the day, because it was kind of near now and a space opera all kind of rolled up and squished into one. I think that's what The Expanse falls under too. It's kind of feels like that. So I mean, how long you been doing this? Long time?
Ooh,
2 weeks?
about 10 years, roughly.
Oh, you're a baby then.
Thanks.
I mean, come on, that's no time. In the grand scheme, well, this is easy time. So man, I gotta see what kind of. I see. So you got a favorite space opera? I'm curious because I love space operas and I don't get enough of it these days.
So a little bit more sciencey. I loved the beginning of the David Weber Honor Harrington series. Absolutely love those.
That was good.
Once I got about 15 in, I got a little.
You were done.
Overwhelmed with characters.
Yeah,
but just absolutely love those.
He was a guest. I had him as a guest on the podcast a couple of years ago. That was
nice.
He was a fun interview. Yeah.
For some reason, everybody seems to. They get something that works really well, and they just have to. I can't use that word on this show, but they just have to mess it up. They just have to. I don't know what that is. I've been trying to watch that new Star Trek series. It's hard. It's got some good points, and it's got some bad points.
I got addicted to reading space opera with the Lensman series. E. Doc Smith. He wrote the Lensman series and the Skylark series. Those are definite hardcore space opera.
Well, there's always Dune. Dune, give me some Dune. I cannot believe. So I didn't even know this. I'm watching this stupid program, and I didn't even realize that Dune was a complete and utter flop when it came out the first time. I was like, really?
The first 2 or 3 times.
I'm like, how could this possibly be, man? I was devastated.
It's timing, right? It's just the timing to get it to take off.
It is all about timing. Because I mean, it had great characters, but I mean, it just wasn't the right.
I mean, the first one, they had good characters in it. There was Sting was in there, and they had good guys, but it was like
Sir Patrick.
It's a very cerebral story. So he's very introverted and thinking. We're about thinking, and they had to take it out of the head and put it into the real world, which is what they did with the last series with Timothy Chalamet with his and Zendaya with the new.
They had showed originally they had somebody wanted to do a 12-hour movie with the book, and I was like, nobody's gonna watch 12-hour movie. Well, maybe me, but nobody else is going.
But if you split it up, we're all in.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've been doing with Battlefield Earth when we play it during the holidays. I break it up over 5 days. It comes out to right around 8 hours a day. With breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
We leave breaks in there. And then sometimes I'll break it up over 6 days, just depending on the holiday, But so, I mean, that means you like to do a lot of reading.
I do. This whole bookshelf is full of everything, and another one over there, and another one over there.
Well, I can imagine. That's like my wife. I call it professional reader.
Yes.
She has a woman cave.
Yeah, it's just,
Yes.
yeah,
And don't even look at my Kindle. I have over 1,000 unread on my Kindle.
Unread.
that's good though.
Mhm.
You're flying on an airplane, you get bored somewhere, Yeah, I do. I mean, I listen to a lot of audiobooks, so I don't get much time to read anymore. But it's great because like when we're traveling, I'll pop in an earbud, turn on an audiobook, and I'll still be listening. I'll be listening to my audiobook, and I'll be doing whatever I was doing on my computer in the first place on my laptop or my pad.
Yeah.
These days, it's more of a pad, but I like that.
Love Audible.
Yeah, well, it's a nice thing to do for people because when I was young, I had lots of time to read, but nowadays it's like read what, man? Like I can read a manual to fix something, much less anything else. So that's why I always tell John when he gets something, send me an audio because I can listen to it. Throw it in the car, throw it on a laptop, like I said, my pad gets a really good workout these days. So it's just nice to have. This is so out there writing space opera. Like big space opera, like big. Space
Yeah, hers
opera.
is her stuff because she's been a guest a couple times on the podcast, and she's got this one series where there's a mysterious death that occurs on this outpost. What is it? Is it a starship or some type of a
mining platform?
A platform, yeah.
Mhm.
And then trying to figure out, okay, who done it? But it's way out there, and it's very, science fictiony with science in there, but a definite who done it that is fun. Taking your basic who done it story and putting it out there and in the middle of nowhere. And it is future, but it's not way in the future. It's just a future thing that happens that I don't know, that could be someplace conceivably in 100 years. That's the rate we're going right now.
Oh yeah. We mean 100 years. Elon's going to go mining pretty soon. He's like, the hell with you humans? I'm out of here. Jack, Elon is not a human. He's a human, not a human. Yes. I don't know what Elon is. Somebody needs to write a horror story about Elon. I'm telling y'all. I seen this video the other day of how many satellites he's putting in space and how long he's planning. And every time I see this, I think of Moonraker and Drax. Because, no telling what he's got on these damn satellites. Now he's got to put them around the moon and Mars. I'm like, wait. There's no one paying attention to what's going on. And then he tells the other day, he goes, my moon base isn't going to belong to the United States. It's mine. I'm putting it up there. I'm like, okay, you got to put a moon up there before we do and China does. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
He scares me. I love him to death, but I'm just scared he's going to turn out to be Drax and want to kill everybody off the planet and take it over. I mean, after all, he is building his own AI. People he's scared, keep an eye on him. Yes, that's a good book, though, Barbara. That's a good.
Right.
Just swap out the name so you don't get sued.
Yes, thank you.
Anyway, for people that know, Barbara was the grand prize winner of Writers of the Future. Was it 39?
37.
37 for volume 37. So that's like 5 years ago. Crazy how time flies, period.
Yes.
But it was so fun watching because obviously I knew who was the grand prize winner. And, so we have the cameras on the grand prize winner, just looking for the reaction. And there was that lag of a startled stun, she's sitting there and it's funny. You see these people that they're, there we go. She's 30.
That's 37.
That's okay.
37.
Hold on, let's get out of here. That's 36, 32.
There we go. That one. It's one of Echo's.
Oh yeah, I got that's around here somewhere. I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had the camera on her and there was this lag, just like it was just filtering through and then rejection, filtering through, rejection, and finally filtering. It's me, and then
I
she
didn't
got
believe
up.
it.
It was just, she kept on rejecting, inside her head, and then finally just had to come to terms with the fact, like, okay, move the body, Barbara, move it now.
Yep. It was a huge surprise and just a wonderful experience.
It was an amazingly good story.
Yeah. I always watch y'all when y'all get up there. It's always fun to watch when y'all went up there. And still nobody's fainted yet, so that's always a good sign. I always
That
give
is a good
Emily.
sign.
I always give Emily shit about that at the end when I see her after the game. Like, damn, Emily, nobody fainted. Damn. We have a bet with Reuters now. Who's going to faint first? It's no, I mean it's great to watch y'all get up there and talk. And for the grand prize when everybody goes up and does their little speech, and then you hear your name again, and you're like, did I have it? Did I bring it out the speech with me? Am I going to ad lib this? This is what's going to happen here.
Every year I tell everybody when I do the brief on speeches that look at every year the worst speech is the grand prize winner speeches because nobody ever thinks it's going to be them, so they never bother putting one together, and so they come up and say, "Well, I so didn't think it was going to be me, and so I didn't prepare anything." So, and it's just like it's a standard, unrehearsed speech that inevitably comes out year after year after year because you're convinced that it's not you, it's one of the other people that's going to be the grand prize winner.
And it's so much more emotional because like I knew I was the first place winner of my quarter, but I had no idea.
Yeah. We played a joke on one of the winners way back, I don't know, 15 years ago now. Hope I remember his name, he's Canada. He's now the editor of Canada's Best Science Fiction. But Jerry Purnell and Yoji Kondo approached him before. This was at the awards event before everybody went and took their seats, and he said, "Don't worry, you didn't win." So he was like, "Oh," he was so relieved. And then Yoji Kondo, who's an astrophysicist, said, "Besides, your science is off." So he got, "What do you mean it was off?" I said, "Yeah, it was off." And so it was something in C minor, but it was around one of the moons around Saturn, and Saturn in C minor or G minor. Anyway, so when they announced the grand prize winner and then it was his name that was called, he was so convinced that wasn't him. You could see his head go. He jerked a couple times before he realized that was his name that was called, and then he realized he'd been played, and then Jerry Purnell was that snickering, that he tricked him. But it was a great story. It was the judges have as much fun with these things as the winners do when they finally get over the shock.
Oh, such a great event! So overwhelming.
Yeah, and this year we're excited too because it's year 42, which for anybody that's in the science fiction, the supercomputer answer to life, the universe, and everything is 42. So we're definitely building this event around that. The Writers and Illustrators of the Future contest is the answer to life, the universe, and everything, at least science fiction and fantasy. So we're excited about that. Plus, this is the year we break 1,000 writers and artists published in the series. So that's quite a milestone.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was just amazing. That was a contest that was started 43 years ago in 1983 by Owen Hubbard, and it just continues to grow. We've got entries now from 180 countries and winners from 52. It's just been amazing how it just grows and continues to grow. We see it with the podcast and with this show here too. The podcast is now, today's episode was just over 3.6 million listens. And this show, by the end of it, will be 4.5 million people listening to it. It's a real good thing because it's totally sincere. It's very transparent what the contest is, and that's really open to everybody. Makes a big difference. And then you see lovely folks like yourself that are that can help get their start, or at least a good hearty continuation. However they view. What's that?
Barbara carries a gun. You better watch it.
I know she's like a 15-degree black belt. She carries Sig Hauser, and she's got a sawed-off shotgun she carries in the boot of her car. She's ready.
A good friend of mine retired from the police force about 2 years ago. She still won't let go of her. As a matter of fact, I was at the pizza place getting pizza that day. She's all dressed out in this little cute outfit. She got a pink little gun on her side. I mean, literally, it's pink. I'm like, get this out of here with this. She said, I ain't giving her my gun, Joe. I was like, So you do have a hard time getting dates, pink gun or not. But no, eventually she'll let it go. Yeah, I guess it's hard. I mean, y'all, when you've been working for a while, putting your life on the line, I guess you get it. It's hard to give it up. Not for me. I
It
said,
is. It
it's
is.
like,
I retired 2 years ago. Same.
yeah,
So,
yes,
but I fly all the time, so I almost never carry a gun anymore, just because it's too much
it's a pain in the
work
ass. Yeah.
to figure that out.
Yes. Well, the only place I won't bring my gun is L.A. because it's just a pain in you know what. Other places I take, as long as I put it in a lockable case and don't load it, they don't have a problem with it. Some airlines will let me carry bullets, some will not. I don't know what that's about, pressure change or something. I'm not sure what it is. Actually, last time that guy said you should put it in your carry-on luggage. I said, I'm not putting bullets in my carry-on luggage.
Mm. Oh no, they would get so mad.
Oh no, yeah, they'd be handcuffing me. But no, I do it when I'm going like when I go to DC, I bring it. When I go to New York, I bring it. To be honest with you, I don't find LA that violent. Everybody always tells me how dangerous it is, but most people I meet out there are nice people. Plus, I'm a big ugly guy. They tend to leave me alone anyway. But DC and Chicago, I like to bring when I go to Chicago. But most every other place, unless I'm driving. If I'm driving, it's in the car somewhere. The boss
Everywhere I've
lady,
gone has been great.
yeah,
I haven't had any problems.
yeah, and you know what? I think part of that is going to be the way you carry yourself. You know, you're not. I think a lot of people get in trouble because they carry themselves in we'll just say a weekly fashion. I can't really come up with a word for it, but I've noticed people like when I'm in the French Quarter, just hanging out with friends. Some people kind of walk with their shoulders down, face kind of tilted down. They always get messed with.
Mm.
People walking up with their head back. Usually nobody messes with them. They're like, well, this person's probably, you know what? Let's just go on to the next one. That's a good place to sit and write stories. I had a friend was telling me he was trying to write a sci-fi story sitting on the balcony of this restaurant on Bourbon Street. And he says, it's a great place. And he said, I'd start writing. Then I'd find myself like time traveling backwards. He said, he said, I was leaving out of sci-fi and writing something. He ended up writing a novel, but it had nothing to do with sci-fi. Some kind of adventure through the city of New Orleans back in the 1800s or something. He said,
Nice.
he's sold enough that he's making a living on it. But
Personally,
now, Barbara, you've written how many books? You've written like 15?
Roughly 10.
Oh, 10. Okay, good.
Good amount of books. Since I can't write once, I ain't complaining.
So what are you in the middle of now?
Well, so right now I'm editing a vampire book, and that's more about like energy vampires than blood vampires. So that'll be
my
fun.
wife won't read that.
Yeah. And then I'm writing a kind of Ghostbusters, but with knitting needles.
Right.
Who are you going to call?
Yes.
The ghost of the knitting needle. Oh, no, I don't know. That could be a little on the weird side there.
It's going to be fun.
That kind of stuff always goes over well with the city down here. Because New Orleans is kind of a ghostly city anyway. So anything spooky goes over. Plus, you'll be out 3 a.m. There'll be places filming all over now. I mean, they got the other day I'm walking through, they were in a quarter, and all the smoke comes rushing out in front. I'm like, what the hell is that fire? No, they're filming some Western. Actually,
Fun.
It actually was part 2 of the vampire Western, is what it was.
Nice.
I was like, I'm asking the guy, he's like, you want to be an extra? I said, no, dude, I'm a little on the drunk side. I was just walking by.
My goal is to get there in October. I'm coming for the Rougarou Festival just outside.
You'll have fun. Yeah, you'll have fun.
We'll talk about werewolves and
There's a lot of good stuff. You know, just get a map of the city. Well, no, I mean New Orleans for the most part is a safe city. There are some spots you got to be careful with, and then, but the parks are all pretty safe. I just tell everybody, just walk with 2 or more people, and nobody's going to bother you. If you're walking around by yourself, especially early in the morning, late at night, yeah, somebody might bother with you. But most of the time, if it's 2 or 3 people, they're not going to bother. It's not worth the hassle. And because they don't know who you are, and really, they don't like to mess with tourists because if you mess with a tourist and you get caught, it's double your jail time.
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah, because somebody killed a tourist one time, and it wasn't even. It was kind of even an accident. They still gave him 50 years. He should have got 20. He got 50. I know we're setting the precedent. There was one shootout on bourbon one time. Every one of them got 35 years.
Wow.
They were like, nope, we're not playing with this. We're not going to have no violence in the
Cool.
future.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the city's money, or at least part of the city's money, and they're not going to deal with it. And people are like, I love to go roam around the corner. I don't have to worry about and now they fixed the little thing so nobody can drive on the street again. So it's safe down there. And see if it's a good thing I wasn't there because I'd have probably shot somebody. I said, excuse me, is somebody shooting at us? Give me a break here. Oh man. So remember, I remember, I'm trying to think if I remembering your story from the book, because I know I read it.
It's the one about that grandmotherly, an older woman. She's trying to find her son, and it's at the point after, I guess it's World War III, and the whole city that she's trying to go across has been destroyed with bombs, and there's still more stuff, but they've got these special powers, different types of powers that different people have, and some have it a lot and some have it just a little bit. And the government tries to get these people so they can use them as weapons, trying to weaponize the citizen. So she finds these three boys, and one guy's who's quote unquote trying to help them and get them to someplace, but he's just trying to use them so he could then sell them or whatever he's doing. So she's trying to help them. And so she kind of like pulls them to, I guess, adoption or whatever type thing. And then they all were going in her truck to meet her son. And her son on the other side of this war zone, he's already gone from the home, but he leaves her a note. So it's family, a little bit touching, a little emotion there. And then she decides that she's got these three little orphans that they become a new family or something like that. But anyway, it was a fun story and very unique. That's one of the things I really love about Writers of the Future is the stories are always so unique. As much as I read, when I read Writers of the Future, it's like, how'd they think that?
I always wondered that myself.
I just kind of like, I'm amazed. Same thing again with this year with volume 42. Like, how'd they think that? I mean, I proofread it before going to press. Now I'm listening to the audiobook for a final QC on that. And I'm just like, geez, how'd they think that? And it's just amazing, And so you see this creativity. And then I just saw also yesterday, the day before, and Published Weekly Daily, how this one gal wrote a mystery book, but she used AI to write it, generative AI. And so the publisher said that we're not going to publish it. And she's getting tons of pushback. But it's like, you don't need generative AI. If you just have your creativity and appeal to what you can do, you can come up with some amazing stuff that you don't need to put in prompts in order to get a story, But prompts is definitely not a solution to having, just mental blocks to being able to, writer block type thing.
Janice, you can go to galaxypress.com if you want the book. But you know what? While we've been talking, I looked over there. I found a case the other day. It's half 36, half 37. I must have been putting it away for something. So I tell y'all what, I'm going to give away some of these 37s since Barbara's here with us. And there's some interviews posted with her and I from when she was in the first time around. They're different than these interviews. They're a little bit more involved and they're a lot more laughing going on. Go check them out. And so we keep all those interviews. And when we post an interview, it's there for life. That's why when we talk with advertisers, if you're an advertiser in our network, it's there for life. So it's a nice little thing. But no, you can find her. Just type in her name and it'll come right up, or just type in the name of the show and her name and it'll come right up. And these are done in LA, the ones I'm talking about. So this is a different type of interview. We go listen to it. It's a lot of fun. Barbara, we actually could talk some of the other people we had that year. Some years are better than others. It's gonna be honest.
When she started, she was so shy. She was like,
I don't know. She was pretty good. We had a good conversation. She was a little shy at the beginning, but she once we got to talking, she was really good. She opened right up and talked. I think we talked for almost 2 hours. So
she just blinked those eyes and had those little dimples going, and then didn't say nothing.
She looked good in the chair. She came off good. She was holding her own. And I can be a real pain in the know what. So
yeah, I do.
So
What?
no, you should check out these. Well, she's got interviews with John too. So just interviews all over, scattered. We have interviews. Usually the gala, it's well not the gala, but usually the event itself is well interviewed. Between John and I, we do a lot.
Yeah.
There's at least 60 or more. But there's other people, and then there's other interviews after this. So there's lots of stuff you can go catch and hear about the books and the thinking process and why she shot that guy in the head. I'm just kidding. Just
In
kidding.
the book.
In the book. It was in the book, people. Calm down. Everybody calls Homeland. Oh, that's right. Homeland's off right now. But anyway, what's that, Jeffrey? No, I'll give away when we go to the break. I'll give away two people. I'll give away book 37. If you can tell me what year it was hosted in. Ooh, so
1492.
1492. I'll help y'all cheat. You can find the actual gala event on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
That will tell you what year it is.
Just search Barbara Lund.
Shh, I don't help that much. You gotta make it work a little bit, man. No, I got 5 of them. I'll give away some in the show after this one, the chat, or maybe an hour or two. I'll give away some too.
So, Barbara, what do you most remember about the gala?
It was so overwhelming just with how amazing it was. Beautiful, and there were so many people and getting all dressed up, and just it was incredible. It was an amazing event, and I just was overwhelmed by the whole thing.
And then when you went from the hotel to the tag thing, was it a limo, one of those stretch limo things, or what did you go in?
Yeah, it was a limo, and we did the red carpet thing and pictures like we were important
great,
people.
wasn't it? No.
It was amazing.
I like the way they put us bad people into the thing this year. That was way better. I don't get me wrong. I like that super stretch limo, but we got to ride in I don't know what the hell this thing was. A big old extra long bus. I could actually sit up straight. I was like, all right, this is nice. I enjoyed that.
Some people like the stretch SUV cars more than the stretch limo.
Yeah, well, because you can actually sit up and it's easier to get in and out of and stuff like that. But it's a lot of fun. And any way you go, any way you arrive there, it's a great time.
Yeah.
Oh no,
the limos are like one of those things. Like it's nice to be able to say that you've been in a limo at least once in your life. It's like, some people wear a tuxedo when they get married. And sometimes that's it. The only time they ever get married is when they wear a tuxedo. So I own 2 tuxedos that I
do too. I try to wear them multiple times a year.
And you look sharp.
I want to be in my tux 4 or 5 times a year. If more than that, I'm even happier. Well, because usually when I'm lecturing a lot of places, they're always going to be some after the thing events. I get to dress nice. I always like that. I wear a suit anyway when I'm talking, so it doesn't matter. But I enjoy it. But I know the whole time you were there, you were well balanced. I know you were nervous, but you never really showed it like some other people did. You just really seemed to have it yourself under control.
She's a cop. She was a cop then. She heard about
but it's
that.
still hard. I mean, it's still hard. I mean, it's still a lot going on. A lot of people looking at you, in a lot of different ways. And you get all the judges there. You get to meet the judges. Had any favorite? Who was your favorite?
Ooh, that's hard because Echo just stood out as absolutely gorgeous and interesting, but also she was on the illustrator side, so I didn't talk to her very much.
You can't talk to them illustrator judges.
Yeah, so it was neat just to have all of the judges there and to meet people, and I was just impressed with the classes all week. So amazing.
What do you remember the most from the classes that made an impact on you, that helped you, whether in writing technique or in business development? Because Kevin and Rebecca are totally into the business side of it. And then you have other guys that talk about indie versus traditional, and they're just total advocates for indie publishing. Mark Leslie and Dean Wesley.
Yeah, it was fascinating it was great for me, especially to hear about the indie publishing, because that's the route I wanted to take.
Yeah.
And so that was great and wonderful to listen to. Loved the 24-hour story, just because that was so fun to realize, yes, I can do this. This is actually not that hard.
Best pictures from that 24-hour story, man. Them pictures are priceless. I get some good ones, but Jesse, I
actually still do that. I still write. I do blog posts every now and then, roughly 4 times a year, where I've written a story, and usually I end up writing it in 24 hours because that's how my time goes. So I
If it
still
works
do
for you,
that.
it works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fun.
Jesse, at the event, at one of the classes, they make them write a 24-hour story. Yeah. No, they tell them what it's about and what they got to do. And I'm not going to get into all of that because other people might be listening. So, but it's all I can say is it's most interesting.
Because one of the things that was done at the very beginning, 40 plus years ago, when the first workshop that Al just put together, he took some of the essays from over on Hubbard. And so he put together the thing where you're given a random object and you go out and meet a stranger. I don't know if you did it or not, because that was pandemic time period. So maybe that wasn't done. But that's back in again now. And then research. It used to be we take people to a library to do research, but now nobody really goes to a library anymore to research since you can do everything online. So it just goes over how do you do searches and stuff and get into that for researching a story. And then you just mix them all together to come up and write your story in 24 hours. And it's invariably, it's like one of the takeaways, like, I can do it. I didn't think I've never done it before. So I found I could do it and it wasn't hard. And almost everybody, have you sold your 24-hour story?
Mm-mm. I put it away and I keep meaning to go pull it out and play with it and submit it.
A lot of winners have sold it. They fresh it up, they finish it, they polish it up, and then they just market it and then they sell it. So
they're very interesting. I gotta say, a lot of stories are very, and it is funny how some of y'all just write the story, no fuss, no muss, and some people are like, oh my god. One guy I talked to, he was funny. He said, I wrote it, Joe, real fast, 6 to 8. I was good. He said, and then I read it. I was like, nope. Tore it up, started over. He said, finally got my final copy at about 7:30 this morning, which they go to class at 8, right? I think you really did. So you're going to be okay? Said, yeah. I said, you know what? I'm coming close. I decided I was going to sit in that class. I wanted to see how that went. I was just, there's a couple of them like that, or middle of the night, they woke up and finished it. I forgot what's his name threw it. He said he threw it in the garbage and he got it more. He said, well, I got to use this because I ain't got nothing else. I was like, oh, man. Are you making it? And then some of them just nothing. It was like it was nothing. Just went right through it. Whenever they sat down to write, it was different times for different people. But when they sat down to write it, it was. And I was sitting on the mezzanine watching everybody in the lobby because Tim Powers.
That was at the Roosevelt.
It was at the Roosevelt that year, and that particular year, I was taking a lot of pictures. And you could see, I mean, almost all the writers were down there, and about half of them were just writing because a lot of them were writing by hand. And the other ones were like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die now. Just let me go outside now and be done with it. But it was great. But I mean, everybody in the end, everybody did their story.
Yeah.
Do
you have any particular essays that stand out for you that were part of the workshop that helped you? Because some of our past winners, they kind of go, yeah, I really like the Search for Research, the one like Suspense, some like, the Manuscript Factory.
Manuscript Factory was a lot of fun just to read through and remember that you got to keep writing, keep putting it out there.
Magic Out of a Hat is another one that comes up. Magic Out of a Hat is another one.
Mm-hmm. I love the world building stuff. I love making the audience broader, right? It's making it more specific to make the audience broader.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah. It's just good stuff. And then one thing also about Writers of the Future that's unlike any other writing contest is, you're free for sure, but
yeah, that's a big
you won 5 years ago and you're still being promoted and booked on this show and another show.
Yes, you guys are amazing. You don't just say, cool, you won, you're done. I still see you at least once a year and we hang out and
we're finally friends now. It only took us 5 years, but she finally said I could be your friend. So I was very happy.
I'm slow.
People are picky, man. You gotta watch it. People are picky these days, I get people all the time. Are we friends? I'm like, do I know you? They're like, what? Are you sure I know you? No.
We're friends now. That's
good. Okay. And work with JJ Hines. Good thing comes to those who wait.
Yeah.
Carolyn, it's writersofthefuture.com. You can go over there. You can pick You can take the course. You can read all the good stuff there. You can join the blog, take a look around. One of my friends went over there the other day. He was bugging me about that, and I sent him over there, and he came back. He said, "Man, there's a lot of stuff there." I said, "You gonna write
Hmm.
something?" He said, "I'm probably." He said, "I'm like 2/3 of the way through the course." I'm like, "Oh, good for you."
Nice.
He said, "You're gonna read it?"
Nice.
I said, "No." He said, "Why?" I said, "Because we're pretty good friends, and I don't want to read it." He said, "Why?" It might be good. I said, "It might be good. It might be horrible." I said, "I don't want to be the one to tell. Get somebody else to read it." He's like, "Joe," I'm like, "No, man, we're just not going there." Besides, he talks like I do, which means he's going to write books like this. They're going to be like 800 pages and stuff, 1,000 pages. They're not going to be anything short. It's just not. But he does like sci-fi too. He said, I was thinking The Expanse is pretty hard sci-fi, but I mean it's near now pretty hard sci-fi. But when you cross over to that Altered Carbon series, that's just pure out sci-fi. Well, if you leave everything else out of the damn series, it's pure good sci-fi.
Which one?
Altered Carbon. The problem with Altered Carbon is
Oh yeah, you talk about what's all those sex scenes and stuff like
there's a
that.
lot of sex and drugs in it.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not into that stuff.
so you got, but the sci-fi itself is extremely solid. Whoever did it really knew what they were talking about. They really understood what it would take to colonize other worlds. What it would take if you lived to be 300 or 400 or 500 years. Who would you be? Well, who would you be, Barbara, if you lived to be 400 years, and you had all the money you could ever think about?
I would be so happy because
Yeah,
now at 50 something, I'm finally starting to figure out like my life, but my body's falling apart. So if we can fix that part,
yeah,
I will just,
yeah. You'd be good. You'd be good. 50. 50's different now than it was when I was a kid.
it
Matter of fact,
is.
all the ages are. I mean, really, truly. Well, I was talking to one of my friends the other day. She made 62. I was looking at her. I said, Jesus Christ, girl, you look like you're 40. I said, how much makeup are you wearing? She said, I ain't wearing no damn makeup, Joe. It's like, it's me. I was like, she's serious. But she works, she works out. She does. She goes walking every day.
Hmm.
Chases the dogs around the house, stuff like that. She stays out. She's retired. I mean, she don't have to work anymore, but most of it goes like when I hit my 50s, all my friends, most of them still look pretty good. There's a few of them. I'm not exactly sure what happened to them, but most of them look pretty good. And I'm not complaining. I'm 63, so I'm a happy camper. It's we just age slower now. It's nice to see. And you're right. There are things you just got to work on. Your body's going to say, "Well, you were doing this when you were 25. You shouldn't have been doing that." So we're gonna now you have to pay for that a little bit.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Oh man, but we need some sci-fi involving the Earth right now. But I don't know how you would turn it into good sci-fi.
It's,
Well, you'll be getting a
yeah.
copy of Volume 42 shortly, so you can have a look at that and see if
That'll,
anything
that'll be good because I
anything
need
suits your
something to read.
fancy.
Well, no, I mean I'm serious because
Perfect.
I had a lady just last night on News on the Flip Side. Asked me, she goes, "Don't you know a lot of authors?" I said, "Yeah, why?" She goes, "Well, we need. How did she say it? We need right now sci-fi with a happy ending so the whole world can see it." I'm like, all right, girl, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
I said, I do know a lot of authors, but that's a tall order there. Man. People are just not in that happy-go-lucky mood right now. My
I
chihuahua.
do love me some happy endings over
I
dystopia.
do.
Like,
I do too. I'm not gonna. It's probably why I was a Star Trek fan as a kid. Because they have happy endings. It's a,
yes,
and I'm not a big blood and guts fan anymore. When I was like 14, I was, but now I'm not. I haven't been for a long time. Never been a big fan of horror, to be honest with
I love a touch, like a sprinkle. I
you.
want things
Yeah,
to
I can do it.
hurt
I can do a
for my
sprinkle.
characters, but
But
not
all
to
I'm going
be
to see
too.
people getting their heads lopped off the whole movie. I'm just going to not watch that movie. I mean, yeah. I could go turn on CNN and see that. So watch the real news. I don't need to see it in my stuff. Carl, what is it, Carl? She's a police officer. She'll kick your ass. Well, what's the stupid question you asked? Oh, okay. No, I've asked this question, but I'll ask it again because you never heard it. So Carl said, "What is it that made you want to write?" That first off, he said, "Why did you think you could write?" Because most people think they can and they can't, and that's not true. I don't think I can, and I can't. I still don't think I can. So I'm not sure. But anyway, you want to know what is it that made you think you can write, and were you drawn to certain categories? So I can
Okay, so yeah, I wrote in high school and then I put it away to live my life for a while. And then I had a an incident at work where I suddenly had some free time. I was on some leave for stuff that happened and picked it back up. And it was my therapy for a little bit. And perhaps the gentleman who most made me angry during the incident ended up dying in a book that will never see the light of day. But then I gravitated toward the science fiction and fantasy because that's what I always read. And I love, like I said, that little happy ending. Like, it's got to cost my characters. They go through a little bit of hell, but at the end,
Yeah.
they are the heroes and they win, and it ends up happy.
And that we got a lot in common like that, because that's pretty much what I like. It's makes me feel better. I don't know. I just hate when
I love
everything
the
just
magic.
yeah.
Like, even science fiction is magic because the stars and the spaceships, even with the science behind it, to me, it's magic.
I'll have to introduce you to some of these other people I do research for. They'll scare the daylights out of you. Well, in all fairness, they will really make you like think about a lot of and really give you a lot of good information on spaceships and stuff. But there's some things that they talk about that scare you, even I think it would scare Satan, some of this stuff. I mean, they got some scary stuff they talk about. And it's not necessarily horror. It's not even necessarily that anybody's being hurt. It's just the way it proceeds from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing.
Life finds a way, right?
Yeah. So Joe, one thing, I put a link in so people can pre-order volume 42 for Writers of the Future. Can you put that in the, because you keep on running the News on the Flip Side banner?
How did you get back?
Chiron. Can you just drop in the link in there instead so you can pre-order Rise of the Future Volume 42? We're trying to do that right now.
I'm trying to figure out how that banner got back in there. That banner shouldn't be in there. This banner should have been in there.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened. But I could edit it. So.
Tech is great.
Well, the thing is, I thought I deleted it. It's usually I delete the banners when I come in for the next show, just for this one reason. And when I put it up there, it's had the right thing in it, but I might have clicked it coming back down.
Yeah. But then if we can put that somewhere on your various links where public can see it, that'd be great, because that's how they can go and pre-order.
I'm going to be working on the main site tomorrow. I got to update some stuff from Michelle, so I'll add it in. I'll put it on the front page.
That was another great cover. Just wonderful.
Yeah.
The covers are fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is painted by Cirello. He's actually coming this year. He resides in Spain. He's one of the gentlest people, but just so kind and such a brilliant artist. So we're very happy he's able to make it back again.
How does this get back on there? Oh, yeah, I can see this wants to be a pan. So we'll just go, okay, goodbye. Sorry. Well, for some reason, that banner just wanted to be the banner that showed itself. So we made sure it went bye-bye. Anyway, guys and girls, y'all can, that time you had the link I want up on there.
But anyway, so this is the book here. So it says here, order your copy today. So just go to it. You can pre-order it. And we have the links on that page, which is at galaxypress.com. If you go there, you can pre-order it from pretty much anywhere around the world. We've got accounts set up that you can go and click to that to be able to pre-order it. And the advantage of this for this volume is that we try to make the there we go. There's the new release. That's the link then to be able to order the book that's on the Chiron there. Is that when the book releases, all those pre-orders will release and they become sales now. And so then all these 12 writers and 12 illustrators become national bestsellers, which is a really good thing. So then, right at the get-go, Barbara Lund was a national best-selling author, which really helps a lot to be able to say that in your bio and in your, when you pitch your stuff, that you can say that. And that's one of the big pluses for Rise of the Future, is that it is a best-selling book, and it wins all kinds of awards every year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people just go over to
great
stories. Pre-order.
If you go to galaxypress.com and just on the header, which you see right there, you just click on that and it'll get you down so you can pre-order your copy. View the book, print book, the ebook, or the audiobook. So all three of them are going. And this year, the audiobook, and maybe we can work out once they're done recording it, Joe. We have Stefan Rudnicki, who's he's a 2-time Grammy Award winning audiobook producer, and just he's got an amazing voice. He's also a golden voice with the audiobook industry, but he's the one that's producing this one here. So it's going to be an amazing tour de force when the audiobook comes out. So we could talk to him about that as well.
So for all my lazy fans out there, I put this into the it's in the Facebook and YouTube and Rumble. You can find it all right there. You just go in and just click the link. You ain't even got a copy, and you can just click it.
Yeah.
Yes. That's well, because I know some of y'all are lazy like I am. So just click and go. Yes. Well, that's the book right there in front of you. What you're looking at on the screen is what he's talking about. It's 42. Even when I read it, I can't talk about it. That's got
to be hard.
You won't hear me talk about it until we start. You won't hear me talk about it until probably after the gala event, to be honest with you. Because even when we're talking with the winners there, we're not really talking about the stories all that much.
We can talk about them now when they come on, because now the judging's been completed. So, so the grand prize is already worked out, and I can let out the secret now. Barbara Lund is the grand prize winner.
Thanks. Yeah. 5 years ago.
Yeah, well, a little bit of dropped out time, but otherwise.
Spoiler.
Exactly. Spoiler.
Well, no, Jeffrey. So you can win. And then you can win the grand prize.
Oh, what did you do with your $5,000, Barbara?
I put it back into books. I put it into.
That's your other bookshelf that's behind you that you don't see.
Yeah,
we seen that video of the Chippendale man. We know what was going on.
What happens off screen?
That's right. It's off stage.
He's off screen.
Oh, Michael, it's I would. Well, no.
What happens in Utah stays in Utah.
Yes.
No, nobody's got the year right. That's why I haven't said anything. No, y'all not even close. I mean, somebody said 87. I mean, give me a break. 87. I didn't even know John. Matter of fact, I'm not even sure this was going on. I know, man. People. That's because marijuana's legal in the country now. Y'all are high. I know what's going on. I know. I can see the downgrade of the comments from what they used to be 20 years ago. No, I'm just teasing. No, when y'all get the year right.
I gave you a hint.
Yes, John told you. We both told you where to find it. Come on. No, it's still up there. I seen it the other day. Yeah. No, I was looking for something else, but I seen it while I was over there looking. No, they're all there. You can just go look and listen. I mean, you can fast forward through if you want, or you can listen to the whole thing. Different ones are different.
Or just go to galaxypress.com and look at the Writers of the Future.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, they got different keynote speakers and stuff.
Yeah, I'll help you out. 37.
37. Well, Bart Simpson shows up and talks. Yeah, Bart Simpson was a keynote speaker. He looked kind of weird, too. But, we're not going to say nothing about Barton. We're going to leave it alone. You have to go watch them to tell you. Let's be honest. Usually when we produce them out, they go out to about a million plays. They usually, sometimes more, sometimes less, but somewhere around there. And then on the sub things, on the sub stacks, they'll do 20, 25,000, 30,000. Well, they're interesting to watch. And there's a lot of interesting people mixing around. And you don't even know who's all in the audience until you start looking around.
Now, one thing, Barbara, so you said your 10 books. So where does somebody go to find you? How do they find these 10 books?
Great question. Thank you. So I'm fairly good at self-promotion. So Amazon, Barnes & Noble Press does the online books. Anywhere you can grab ebooks, pretty much, you should be able to find my books. But Amazon will do the print on demand, and so will Barnes & Noble.
And then you obviously got the ebooks. So what do you recommend as a good first read for Barbara Lund?
Well, it depends on what you like.
Well, then if I like,
such a scattering.
Give me my options then.
So if you're into murder mysteries in space, that one's Platform 8, which is the one we were talking about earlier with the murder mystery in space. If you're into more of like an epic fantasy, real dark, that's the Priestess series that I have. The first one's The Lost Priestess. Just finished those up this year. or at the very, very beginning of this year, if you're interested in like younger fantasy, kind of a young adult fantasy, there's the Crown's Peak series. I've got a new cover on one called Space Lives, which is being abandoned on an alien planet raised by the aliens, and the humans show back up. So yeah, there's kind of a little bit of everything.
Well, good. So that's so if you like space opera, then you've got Platform 8. The if you like fantasy, then it's
Bunches. The Priestess one and the Crown Crown City series, whatever it is.
Let me know who should call and ask.
Yes. First Mage Hiding is the first one.
Oh, good. Yeah. So, and then do you have your own website?
I do. Just barbaralund.com. Keep it easy.
That sounds good. Yeah, because so Joe, you've been to FanX once. I think Barbara was there when we were there, and because we've got at FanX Salt Lake, which is in Salt Lake City, which is a huge convention at the Salt Palace, which is a big convention center there. Where we get half a booth that we buy as Galaxy Press, and then we're provided the other half for winners because we have so many winners from Utah. So we're given these half the booth, and we usually have over the course of the 3-day conference 10 of the winners and sometimes our judges, and we'll do that to be able to help them sell their stuff. So Barbara's there, and it's interesting. When she first started, she was there. She put her books up there and just sit, and she was, she learned that the Field of Dreams philosophy doesn't really work. If you put it there, they will come. They come if you actually summon them. And so now the last time, which is like year 4 or 5, she's definitely getting the hustle down pretty good. And you sold a lot of books this year, and next year you'll sell even more, which is great because you need to interact with your fans, and then they will then help spread the word, like the waves going out, that you'll be able to build that reader base, which is what you need, so that as you get new readers, you sell the previous 9 books, and as you release new books, then you get again more readers that they go back and pick up the previous 10 books as it continues to grow like that, which is how that indie line really works.
Yes, so please come see us in September and bring books if you've already bought them, and I'll sign them.
And then hopefully Joe doesn't stand us up this year, and he actually shows up. You're muted, Joe.
Sorry, I was inviting other guests. No, Lynn and I have been talking about going and maybe doing some sky watching this year, because she fell in love with freaking Moab. I'm like, baby, there's nothing in Moab, right? Just snow and desert. She's like, no, it's great.
September,
alien spaceships.
Yeah.
But I haven't been wanting to go back to that, because this time when I go, I want to drive up through the top of Colorado and then across in. And there's a little alien place I want to check out way up on top of one of the interstates, and then drive down to Salt Lake. But I've done some lectures in the middle of the state. I want to drop by and see some friends of mine down there. They like doing these outdoor lectures where they put up these like 300-inch blow up things and put the screen on it, and you get up there and lecture away. It's an interesting way to do a lecture, I gotta say, with the wind blowing and stuff. It's definitely different. But no, so that way I can come all the way down to Interstate 10, and I come back through Arizona, check out Sedona, and go up, hit some friends in Austin, which no, Jimmy, I'm not really allowed in Austin, so I got to go in a disguise. Yes, banned from Austin. It's all John. Mm-hmm. I was there with John. He got us in trouble. So. No, I can't even say what it was, man, because it's a G-rated show. I can't even talk about it. It was bad, though. They tossed it. Don't come back here again. I like Austin. Except being, a liberal town. Other than that, I like it just fine. No, it's a lot of fun, man. But that way I get to make the big circle. We do that a lot when we were going out to when we would go out to Vegas. Sometimes we'd make the big circles. A lot of times they would bring us out to Laughlin to lecture, because it was a little outside of Vegas. So we'd go out there and just make the big circle, come back, go 20 there and 10 back. big whopping circle. Oh, people, it was a great trip. You crossed through all kind of major cities and all kind of fun stuff, and get to go to Four Corners and see the Grand Canyon. And I'm telling y'all, the best chili burger on the entire planet is at the Great Divide. Yes. Unfortunately, it's the only thing. It's just this restaurant gas station thing. Looks like it's 600 years old. It's on top of this little bluff thing. There is nothing in either direction, like 100 miles. It was good. I was scared to eat it. Come on, guys, it's nothing. I'm thinking because I looked at the maps and when's the next stop? It was like 110 miles. Like, damn, it was good. It was good. I've stopped there like 3 times now. It's good. Doesn't make you sick. It's fabulous tasting. Yeah, and people are really nice. They got all kind of stuff in there. I mean, it's like one of them old time shops where there's 5 million gifts and toys and ice cream and God knows what else is in the place. But it's a lot of fun to stop at. And last time we were there, there were aliens present. Yes.
Nice.
2 little grays walking around. Yeah. I don't know what they were. I'm assuming they were kids. Because it was funny as hell. But I go, what the hell? And then it was pumping gas. That's when I noticed it the first time. I'm like, okay. Hey, I didn't know Grays pumped gas. There's some new thing going on here. Just tell you, get out west, people get weird. I'm just, farther west you go, the weirder they get too, by the way. Yes. No, people, if you live east of the Mississippi, you're halfway sane. You look west, no. I don't know, something in the air, something in the food. I don't know what it is. And I'm telling you, the further you go, the worse it gets. Yes, because I drive through all them cities, and like go to Roswell, they're really strange there. Carlsbad is really strange. Carlsbad would be a good place for you to go visit if you really like writing sci-fi, because when you get inside that cave, that's all you can think about is some kind of weird sci-fi world. Those crystals are just, I don't know how to explain it. They're just, it's like you're engulfed inside of a crystal.
I love caves. So awesome.
So you can actually get some good spelunking in there. And
yeah.
Plus, the whole place is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. While you're doing
excellent.
Yeah. And last time I was there, it was free. There might be a price now, but last time I was there, it was free. You can always sit in the middle of White Sands and watch them blow stuff up. So you go get some ideas in the Crystal Cave. Then you drive a little further, get out there at White Sands and watch the crazy government blow some stuff. A little bit further after that, you're in Roswell, so you could visit with the aliens. Give you some good material in your head. I don't know what would come out of it, but I'll give you some good material. No, Jesse, yeah, you can visit all 3 of them. They're all on the same highway, basically. A couple of hours apart, but they're all on the same highway.
There's nothing out there, though, for like hotels and food. And yeah.
You got to be in one prepared. Of the towns. And even Roswell has last time I think they had 2 hotels, maybe 3. And they were tiny little things. Mm-hmm. And Carlsbad, I think, had 2 or 3, but there's nothing in between. I mean, sand, dirt.
Take water.
Yeah, every now and then you might see a rocket fly over your head and blow up in the desert somewhere, but other than that, there's nothing. It's a bad ride, and that's not even the bad ride. The bad ride is when you leave Austin, going to New Mexico. There is just nothing. There's like one stop in like 600 miles. It's ridiculous. And if you turn off to go to back way in the Roswell, for the next hour, it's nothing but ghost towns. You like writing about ghosts? There's some really good ghost towns along the way. I mean, they're just, one's a big grain elevator, used to be a town, it's abandoned. Not too far from there's another abandoned town. Not too far from there's another one. It's a spooky little road. The road like that in Utah too, that a friend of mine, Josh, took me to, on the way to Area 51.
Nice. Is Sheila waiting for you? I don't want to take up Sheila's
time. I don't know. I haven't seen him. I sent the invite. I'll send it again. Let's try it again. See what happens. Sometimes it don't like to go true the first time. Let's double check. It all looks good. It all looks good. It all looks good. Huh. Said it went through. It don't mean nothing though. One more time. Never hurts to send the second one.
Yeah.
True.
And I'll forward to her as well.
Yeah, okay. It went through it. Both of them said they went through. We'll see. No, Jesse. It's not really streamer thing. Sometimes it just your mail glitches and you have to send it a second time. Sometimes the outbound servers don't recognize something through one of the links and you got to send it again. I like StreamYard. It's for what we do because we have 40 shows now. So for what we do, it's really a good. I'd recommend to anybody. We're always looking for something better, but I mean, for what we do, it's the price is good. It won't. I mean, if you're doing it by yourself, it's a little high, but if you're doing it like we're doing it, the price is good.
Oh, by the way, separately, has anybody won the book yet?
Not yet. Nobody still ain't got the date right. Hasn't got the date right. Oh, look, I see Sheila down there. She must have got the second one. Hello, Sheila. How you doing? We're gonna let you up in a second. Okay, guys, this is pathetic. Y'all gonna make me have to give y'all a date. You're gonna win nothing. What do you mean 99? Okay. I will tell you this. Just to make it easier on y'all, it's after 2015. How's that? I mean, come on, it gives you it's 2026, 2015. We're talking 11 years. Find a date in there. You know what? Do y'all know when COVID ended? That would help you. Yes, because this was a double year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That means it's the first year after COVID. I can't tell you any more than that. I'm going to bring Sheila up here while these people are trying to figure out. We're trying to give some
Hey,
books.
Sheila.
Hi, good to see you again, John.
Good to see you too, Sheila. This is Barbara Lund. She was a grand prize winner back in, I can't say the year because whoever guesses it right wins a copy of her book.
That's what everybody's trying
But she was
to
a grand
get.
prize winner earlier. And then above you, next to this is Joe Montaldo. He's the owner and the host of this show, the Authors Quill.
Yes.
And so, Joe, Sheila, you're the marketing director for Books.io, which is, we're doing a program with her with Battlefield Earth, the book and the audiobook, because they've got a special technology, which she'll talk about, but it's pretty cool. I never knew about that. Okay, whatever. And then I started looking more about it. I'm like, wow, this is a serious whatever. So what is it, Sheila,
Yeah. So we actually do ebooks, audiobooks, music, and film. And we sell it on the blockchain with our special technology that allows you to actually own the digital file. So that's the gist of it, because the fun, crazy thing in this world that a lot of people don't know is you don't own anything digitally as far as your media, right? So at any time that you go and purchase a book and, it has a buy button, they're actually legally supposed to tell you that you are actually just buying a license. You are not actually buying that book. Yeah. So everything that we have in our libraries, in our streaming catalogs, even when you buy a movie on Apple, still just buying a license for it. You don't actually own that movie. They could take it away. They can take it out of your account. People can change their books. They can decide, oh, you know what, this content, we don't like this part of the book anymore. We'll go and change it. They might think the whole entire book needs to be taken away, and things just disappear off of your shelves. So that's what
this is blockchain. So Joe, you know about that stuff.
Yes, I'm involved in a few different areas. Not in what she's talking about, but I'm involved in other areas.
No, you do the.
Well, I've been actually quite surprised lately because we do a lot of traveling. So, blockchain with the Bitcoin side, I've been surprised that you can. I actually, where's it at? Is it? Of course, when I want it, it's not going to be here. But anyway, one of the thumb drives that I actually keep them on. You can just slide into an ATM now and get what you want.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yes. Well, it makes it easy too, because a lot of my friends I can't use Bitcoin. I don't understand. It's like 0099. I have no idea how much money I got. I said, plug the dang thing in. It'll tell you how much money you got. Yeah. Or type in the number online. It'll tell you how much money you got.
Exactly. There's converters on there. Yeah. So I mean, and you can use crypto to purchase these books, but we actually stay away from the word blockchain. We stay away from the word wallet. We create everything in the background for you. So Joe, you'd probably be familiar with needing a wallet. All you need is an email with us. We create everything in the background.
That's
if
nice.
you become proficient and go, you know what, I actually want my keys. I want to go and put this on keep my wallet somewhere else, maybe manage it. No problem. You put in your 4-digit PIN and it gets revealed to you, and you can take custody of it. But for everyone else who goes, I just want to read a really cool book, I just want to listen to a really cool album, all you need is an email and your password, and poof, everything's created for you in the background, and then you purchase everything with a credit card. So there's nothing that anyone needs to know about that technology. Just know that it's there to make the experience better, first of all, but make it to where you actually own this. So we created a file type called a decentralized encrypted asset. So we took the Battlefield Earth, we took that book and we shredded it into millions of pieces, and we encrypted each one of those pieces, and then we pinned it all over the universe. And so only when you prove that you're the actual owner does it put the book back together page by page. So this then goes and protects the creator, protects the author, because as you guys know, in the author world, it takes about 2 seconds after your book is live for it to be on the dark web and for somebody to be sharing PDFs of it everywhere.
And ladies and gentlemen, AI thanks you every time you put up a new book.
Exactly, right? And so there's no way, anytime that you try to screenshot our technology, it just turns white. If there's no way,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's no way to right-click download because it's only one page at a time, right? It's constantly putting it together, and then the minute you turn the page, it moves on. So it really protects the author's work in that it's never completely the book. Nobody can actually download this because it is blockchain, because it's decentralized, and every single little piece is encrypted, and you have to be the owner and for it to be unencrypted. So there's, that's the beauty of it. And so we often say, the minute the world understands that we don't actually own any of our digital media that we're buying, that used to be our pitch. Our founder would go out and be like, I will give you $10,000 for you to send me a book from your Kindle. And people would be like, oh yeah, they grab their phone. They're like, wait, how do I do it? And it's like,
yeah, because you can't.
You can't. You don't actually own that book. So it's kind of crazy. It says buy.
First time I found that out, I was pissed.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was doing. I was on one of these things. Had a movie I was looking for. It was on Amazon. I went looking for the movie. The movie was gone. I called them. She said, oh, no, we took it down. I said, I paid for it. So it doesn't matter. It's part of your thing. You should read your contract. I said, you're going to give me a refund. I said, because I own United Public Radio. And if you don't, I'm going to make your life freaking miserable.
Right.
2 days later, they gave me a refund. But still, it was, I figured, if they went out of business, you'd probably lose your stuff. But just randomly taking them off, I was high. But then when I went back and read the contract, they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like only your material when you post it.
Right. Yeah. And it's just so crazy of how we've gotten this far in the digital world, and they've been able to keep this a secret. It's like you'd think everybody would understand it, and it's like, well, no, I own everything. I hit buy on, I buy my movies on Apple, and it's like, no, you don't.
No, you don't own them. I always tell people you're just renting. You're leasing is what I usually tell them. I said, you're just leasing, just leave it on. Well, it's like when you buy a domain name or you own a domain name. Not really. Yeah. I own over 100 domains. Well, we'll just say I'm renting over domains because every year I have to pay, and every year it goes up.
Right.
When I bought most of these domains, they were $1.99. That bare minimum now is $30.
That's great. Yeah, $1.99. That's crazy.
I know. It was, and it should have stayed that way because I bought them at that price. But no, they don't care.
That's when Sheila was 2 years old.
No, really. And even today, sometimes a GoDaddy or somebody will send me, hey, like Talk Radio. Matter of fact, they sent me this one for Talk Radio the other day for $2.99, and it was a .org, I think is what it was. But still, it's $2.99. Now it's hooked up. It's already worth $500, and the longer it stays hooked up, the more it's going to be worth.
Yeah.
I think our best one is around 89,000. That's UPR and Talk Radio, actually.
Okay.
And there's another one is up there, but that's because they're old and they've been being clicked for eternity. It's just how it goes. No, Chris, what she's talking about is you're going to own the material. So right now, if it doesn't matter what online you're using, when you click buy, you're basically leasing the product. Unless it's something that's physically being sent to you.
If it's the print book, then you can own the print book or the CD or DVD or whatever. You can own those. But if it's a digital that's on to Amazon or Google or any of those other sites, it's a rental, a lease.
That's what I
know.
And that's like my Amazon account. If you go in there right now, there's 150 movies in there, a couple of TV series in there. It's convenient, people, but it adds up fast and you don't really realize it. And Amazon at any time can take them out of there, or they can just say, you know what, we're not going to carry this anymore, and you just lose it.
Yeah. And it's crazy too of how it's linked to accounts, and those accounts you have to have like the active credit card situation going on. I lived overseas for 10 years, and so we would, we didn't know. We sat there and bought movies like crazy. And so our Apple accounts, I moved back to the United States. And then so I lived in Qatar, and when you leave Qatar, they make you close everything. So you can't keep your bank account open or anything like that. So obviously didn't have the credit card anymore. And so when I came back to the United States, and it switches your Apple store to the United States, and then it goes, oh, this requires now a U.S. credit card to be put on this. Oh, okay. And you're just going, whatever. Obviously, I moved. No big deal. Oh, guess what? Those hundreds of movies are now completely gone.
Yep.
And, right. And you're just like, oh, but I hit buy. And it's like, no, there has to be and that's how the whole company came about. The founders actually had a ebook company before this, and they did like bulk delivery for giant corporations who want to, give out workbooks or whatever, right? You do ebook bulk delivery. And as you do when you're a startup, they sold it to a private equity firm, thinking great success, right? That's what you're supposed to do when you're a startup. And the private equity firm went, oh, this is really hard. Actually, we have no interest in like continuing to like code. Ooh, who does that? And so they're like, you know what, we're just going to shut it down. And 8 million people lost all their books one day. It just went poof, gone. And they, so the founders are like, oh, wait. That is the exact opposite of what we were trying to accomplish. In no way, but, we're book fans, we're readers. In no way would we ever want 8 million people to lose their books. And they just kind of looked at each other and went, we got to figure out a way that you can own your digital media. That's what they spent the next couple of years doing, is creating that file type. So if you're familiar, a lot of people go, oh, so this is like an NFT of a book. And I always go, this is 1,100 patents past an NFT. And it actually is really cool. It's beyond any media that we actually experience, because it's all of them combined. So if you go and buy the Battlefield Earth ebook, you open it and there's a perfect 4K cover to enjoy that doesn't have any seals or anything like that. So just if you want to display it on your computer monitor or whatever. So it's a poster type situation. You turn the next page, it's an entire video of Frank Frazetta. That doesn't happen in a real book, right?
No. He's the artist that painted the cover. Yeah.
Yes. And so it combines all media. We could put music players in there if we wanted to as well. So it combines that reading, hearing, and seeing experience that no other media does, that you actually get to own it. It's like you could walk around with a CD and a physical book and an actual TV, but we can't do that digitally and still say that we own it to this day. And nobody actually can combine all of those. So this brand new file type actually has that, to where it kind of takes your experience of the book a step further. We're able to put interviews with authors. We've had authors put in videos reading the next chapter of like a trilogy book or something. So it's like you finish that book and it's like, hey, here's a little preview of the next chapter. It's obviously not published yet, but here you go. So it's just a neat experience of not only being able to have an incredible book and have it preserved forever, because Mr. Goodwin might not want me to say this, but a lot of publishers want the books to fall apart, so you buy them again, right?
Well, that's
Sorry,
I'll qualify that, because
Yeah.
especially with Battlefield Earth, of which, by the way, that image on that post, on that framed image that's behind the screen on Joe there, that's the cover. That's a signed lithograph. That's signed by Frank Frazetta there, what he's got.
How cool.
It's very cool.
I offered to trade me a car for it just recently. They seen it back there. It used to be back there all the time. Now I want to get some service.
Wow.
But the thing that we do, and one thing that publishers do, is you come up with new editions. And so now yours is what we've got now with Book.io is a new edition for Battlefield Earth, which is why I told Carmen to reach out to you so we could get you on, so people can find out. If you're a fan of Battlefield Earth, you do not have this edition. Right. You don't. If you say, I've got an ebook, this isn't an ebook. No, you don't. You don't have anything like this, because this is unique, what you've got here. And the fact that the interview that's in that book that you just described here, that's the only video interview that was done to Frank Frazetta. There's videos of Frazetta which were taken with his radio interview or audio interviews with still pictures that made it into a video. This is the actual only video, and this was done at our offices when he released the painting for Mission Earth, which is another book we'll do with Book.io in a year or two when we re-release that series. But if you're, we sell a lot of Battlefield Earth books to people that I love that series. We sold over like 5 million copies. Mm-hmm. So you got the mass market, you've got the original edition from 1982. We got the 25th anniversary edition. We've got the movie tie-in edition. There's the Frazetta edition, of which this is closest to. And then we got this, and then we got the audiobook, which is won the audio award. So, which is what now you've also got on Book.io is that multicast audiobook. So this is something that you don't have. So if you are a Battlefield Earth fan, see, I've got everything. No, you don't. If you don't have Book.io, and where do you go to find it? You just go to book.io.
It's right on our front page. So you don't even have to look hard. Like, just literally type into your browser, book.io is our website, and it'll be there right on the front page.
Which is great. So then you'll be able to get this edition too, which is, and price wise, it's basically the same as the other books you're going to get. The difference is that you actually get it. It's yours to have and to hold till death do you part.
Exactly.
And even then, it carries on even if you don't. Exactly. So,
and it stays in that original mint condition, right? So blockchain is incredible technology that we don't have to worry about our cassette. We're not having the tape recorder to play your cassette in, or having a CD player to play that. It's always going to be able to be played in the highest quality available. It's always going to be read. It's never going to fall apart. It's always going to be there in mint condition. So it's really neat that generations after you buy this are going to see the same quality images, hear the same quality audio from the audiobook, which that doesn't always happen when you go into, your great grandpa's, basement, and you find old pictures and you find old media. It's like most of it probably can't even play anymore because it's media that doesn't have an active player in our world. So, so this is that, just awesome. We love taking books that are so important, and we see Battlefield Earth as just that pivotal sci-fi book, right? And having it on blockchain forever. We've done it with a lot of works of art, as far as like the Constitution, and there's just things that we think need to be on blockchain and preserved forever. And this is a perfect example of a book that we wanted preserved forever, and an audio book that we wanted preserved forever.
Which is awesome.
And what's great
too is for those of you who are audiophiles, when you get stuff from mostly when you're able to download from the various players and stuff like that, they're MP3 format. And what you've got with the Book.io is the wave format, which is a higher level. That's the highest level that you can get. That's like on if you're to play on a reel-to-reel, that high quality tape, or even the quality that you get from an LP. It's the highest level that you can get that you're able to hear. So especially with something like Battlefield Earth, because there's over 150,000 sound effects and 67 different actors, so all kinds of voices. You can really distinguish each one as unique in all the various nuances in sound, which we put into the audiobook, which makes it really a tour de force. That if you were to buy the CDs, and that when I was on your show, I pulled up and I went, yeah, I carry around my, these are my CDs here. I got 40 different CDs here in this, 44 CDs in this little package. So this is the highest quality you can get, but by having the Book.io, you have that same quality as you get here as compared to getting the MP3.
Right. And you're able to just have it, in our apps and on your phone while you're driving instead of walking around with your 44 CDs. So
exactly.
That's the beautiful part. I'll give everybody a little hint. Go buy the ebook first. If you're going to buy the bundle, buy the ebook first, and then go. Stuff.io is where we have our music and our films, but it also has all the books as well. If you go and get the audiobook after the ebook, it automatically gives you a discount because it sees that you have the ebook in your account. So there's nothing that you have to do. There's no promo code that you have to put in. You put in that same email and email address that you bought the ebook with, and it automatically scans your account and goes, oh, you own the ebook. You get a very, I think it's, let me look at, it's a hefty discount of what they gave. Let me look at it real quick. It is, I had the ebook up. So without the ebook, it's $34.99. But if you own the ebook in your account, it goes down to $24.99. So
well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good. Because Joe plays the Battlefield Earth audio twice a year. One for Christmas, and what's the other time, Joe, you do it? Or is it Christmas and New Year's? You're muted.
Oh yeah, I was screaming at my dogs. I'm not sure why I decided they wanted to do the bird alarm. But anyway, I play it the week, Christmas week, the week coming up to Christmas, and then the week coming up to New Year's. But I'm thinking this year I might play it the week Easter spring break. Because I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he said, Joe, I was listening to it last year. My kids were like, why can't I get in the other time? I said, well, go tell them to go buy the damn thing. And they were like, well, why don't you play it wherever we're going to be spring breaking this year? So I said, yeah, maybe I'll play it. Because they haven't let me start playing the other game on right here, Mission Earth. Do I play? Did I? No, I don't play Mission Earth. Listen to Mission Earth. I haven't played it. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's not going to be played until we release it. But yeah.
But that's good too. I mean, but people, it amazes me how many people say, what gets me is people are writing, Joe, I missed Tuesday. I'm like, what you want me to do?
Yeah.
You got to replay it somewhere. I said, not now. I got to play albums. I got to replay anything. Oh, come on. Can't you play it at night? So that's I have live shows at night. I can't play it. Because, a lot of our hosts got big egos, so they don't like taking off the holiday. They work on stuff. They'll work right during holiday. They don't care if it's a holiday. Like it. And then, a lot of our hosts are in different countries don't even celebrate the same holiday.
Right.
Especially our Canadian friends. My manager's actually the station manager's from Toronto. Who runs it. He makes me look good most of the time.
I tried to do our podcast from during Thanksgiving from my parents' house this last year, and my 75-year-old dad stopping in the background. Hello, everyone. You're like, okay, this is
this is my dad.
Yeah.
course.
walking over with the dog. Ozzy says hi, and you're just like, okay, thanks, Dad.
It's one of the things I like about StreamYard. It's got a lot of editing software in it. It's the way the network's set up. We used to have free spots on the network. We don't anymore, but it's just so much that we offer now that you could actually take this right now and make anything you want look like any CNN, ABC, CBS backgrounds, whatever backgrounds you want. You can set in here. They gave us a AI creator to make banners now, which is fabulous, because now all the hosts are making a new banner for every show, and they're all.
I was like, you must have a different. Like, I gotta check. We use StreamYard too, so I'm like, I gotta go check my.
Yes, and well, we pros at StreamYard. We've been here since they started.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta go see all the new features.
No, so the new so where the media assets are, right above it, right where it says background, right below the background, right above it, it says generate background. So you just type in what you want. It's a little fishy sometimes. The other day I was wanting to do the Iran war. It was being testy with me, but eventually it let me. It did a good banner too for it. I mean, we've got all kind of weird banners we've been posting up, and it's nice, and the hosts like it. It just makes your life easy.
Right.
You don't have to spend money or spend a lot of time creating your own banners. If you got a good idea, and I've been pleasantly surprised at how well it does it. But I mean, we're talking, for a computer, this is infantile stuff. I mean,
right.
We're not asking for anything moving. I mean, I'm working on a moving series. I'm working on a series, but we're gonna have 14 episodes.
Cool.
We're using AI for a big chunk of it. Well, because
saves you time of our editing and stuff. It's like
that, and we'd have to get permission for certain people if we decided to use actors, because most of the people who these stories are about are not going to get a camera. Some of them might, but most of them they're just not going to do it. You're gonna be like, no, that's okay. So they give us permission to use the stories, and then we can turn those stories into whatever we want to turn them into. But it's nice. It's. I would tell you more about it, but we're live, and I don't want to give it away while we're live.
Yeah. It's a good alternative though for those to still get the story out. So everybody.
I was talking to a good friend of mine in Hollywood just the other day. He said, "Well, Joe, if you wanted us to do it, well, Netflix. We tried with 3 years with Netflix, and they would bring us in. They would tell us everything. They want to do it, and then the first time everything was going well, COVID came. That was the end of that. And then it came back, and then they did something else, and they stopped, and they did it again, stopped. And I finally said, you know what? I'll be 100 years old before this gets made. And then when the technology came out, I realized we don't need them anymore. And if you've ever seen the BNN, the Baby News Network, that is hilarious.
It sounds hilarious. I haven't.
They've got everybody miniaturized. Trump, every politician you could think of. The other day he's fighting with Omar. This two of my hosts, I thought we were going to pass out. They were laughing so much. And they did all the Star Treks now. Like they got the Star Trek disco with all the people in it. They're really, really good, and they're really racking up some hits.
Nice.
And it's all of AI. The old days you would have said CGI, but today no, it's just pure AI. I mean,
right.
It's great that the things that are in it, and it really allows you to do things that you couldn't do before. So what it does for someone like me, if I was with Netflix, it would have been a team of 20 or 30 people involved in this, all kind of film, all kind of stuff. It took 2-3 years. With this, it's going to take 2 people in 3 months.
And not millions of dollars.
And the first one we did looks really good. You can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
It looks like real people walking around. And that's the scary part, though. When you start seeing all these
memes. When they look that real, yeah.
Some of these memes you see of Donald Trump or some of the other people, some of the other players, you're kind of like, they're not real, but you're thinking if you didn't know, you would think they were.
Yeah, that's the thing that's really, to me, is like the really scary part of this, the deep fakes is you can have then heads of state saying and doing things which are very
not stately,
very bad for a country, and saying things which would create conflict between other countries.
Right.
And you take a look at the conflict that you have happening just in the United States right now, how much of that is generated from deep fake and from fake false narratives that are pumped out there that people, because now you've got the right totally believing that right is the right, and people on the left believing that left is correct. and anything that violates that narrative is obviously bad. But how much of that has actually been created by that
Right.
deep fake AI? But that's not what Stuff.io and Book.io is about.
But we can have it to where you at least that deep fake, we can prevent that. We can't prevent the memes being created, but
Yeah, I mean,
there's not going to be a way that somebody could bring us. So we have a thing that's called verified origins, right? It's a whole software that's localized. We run it. So if somebody brought us a lovely script and said, I want to sell this as a book, and we can run it and go, excuse me, this is Battlefield Earth, and it's like,
Yeah.
And they're like, no. And it's like, yeah, the middle of your book is word for word Battlefield Earth. Maybe the beginning you're trying to, fake people. But just even think of the amount of lawsuits that people have over song lyrics, right? There was that, I think it was last year or 2 years ago now, where Eminem was suing somebody because they were saying that song, they actually wrote it. And he's like, no, you didn't. I wrote that 14 years ago. And it's like, man, with blockchain and with, hopefully by using our company, it's like that could all have been prevented. There would be no court cases. It's like, here's my lyrics stamped, from on the blockchain as and verified as me as the author back in 2011, right? So it's like this is a way that if people can use this technology for good, like anything that you have, we have a lot of big enterprise, like some very big companies you guys would definitely recognize, going, hey, can we get all of our company's knowledge on blockchain? Can you help us get all these files on blockchain so we can say, no, that we verify this as our, intellect. So it's just kind of that next step of putting that digital stamp into your IP of that, hey, how can we protect this besides having an IP lawyer and how, it's like, no, now there is that digital step that technology did catch up and can verify your IP and protect the creator, because that's what we're here for. We don't touch anybody's IP. We don't require exclusivity or anything like that, because we are all about the creator. We are here for you as publishers. We're here as authors, musicians, film directors, whatever. And we want you to keep your rights. We want you to be able to go anywhere and sell your stuff to anyone and keep making money, because we want you to keep making more books, keep making more music. And a lot of these guys, from working with all of these upcoming authors, it's like you write one book and you hope it's really good, and then if a couple of people go, this is really good, you spend 3 years marketing it, and then you go, man, remember the days when I just got to go into my writing room, and I don't get to do that anymore because I have to like dance on TikTok in order to sell my book. It's like there's, especially authors, there's a lot of introvert authors out there, and I just have such empathy for them because there's so many that are not made to be influencers on social media, and they wrote incredible books that still deserve to be marketed and read and owned. And our world today is like, well, they didn't dance on TikTok in front of me, so I'm not going to buy their book. And you're like, that's not the point of an author.
Right.
So hopefully we can give them that ability to make real money, real percentages from their sales, and give them more time to actually go out and keep creating. That's what we're here for. So
cool. So how many books do you have on Book.io or movies on Stuff.io or audiobooks?
All the fun things. I actually have a fun dashboard that I built last week, that I can pull up. But we have around 1,000 different assets in total. And we have 847 unique titles. So that means that they might have put different editions out. They might have put them on different blockchains for different reasons. But yeah, we can always have different covers too. So we've actually minted over 80,000 covers with our books, which is pretty insane. But yeah, we're close to 1,000 different books, or sorry, 1,000 different assets. Books, we have 581 of, audiobooks, 151. So we're here. Keep them coming. We're here. And the beautiful thing about blockchain too is, you know, you guys are talking about world politics and stuff. There's no customs that you have to get your book through. Again, I mentioned living in Qatar before. I used to bring suitcases of children's books back when I would be in the United States, and I would go back to Doha for work, and I would just take tons of children's books and put them in the libraries there just for free, because if you sent a book to the country, it automatically had to go through customs. And if the mention of a pig was in there, or any kind of pork, or anything that they saw that they didn't want in their country, that book got shredded. And it's like, we need to, you know, share knowledge. We need to share culture. And so, yeah, you're able to get your actual works anywhere in any country with blockchain, which is really cool, especially for
living in a country without bacon. I'd lose it.
They finally got it. That you could. Now my dog's gonna bark. There you go.
Her dog's a bit bigger than yours.
I'm like, he's 85 pounds. He just ran to the front door of the entire office building. So
Your chihuahua was to be little breakfast snacks for her dog.
No, they're stupid. They'd try to eat them.
Right.
One would try to gnaw off something in the back, another would try to gnaw off its toes or something. They're crazy.
Right.
I mean, let's see. Since I've lived here, because I'm kind of in the rural area, Fiona's first she got 2 rats out of my house. I don't know how they got in, but she got them out. She captured and got them out. Then she got into a fight with the raccoon, knocked him in the water. And then now the other night there was a possum digging on my vegetables on my porch. She was not having that. She's like, no, this dog, she's big for a Chihuahua. She's like 12, 14 pounds for a Chihuahua, but she's not having any of this. Then her brother that we used to have, who passed away, he taught her that if it's flying in the air, don't try to kill it. So anytime like a hawk, because we have ospreys, hawks, and eagles that fly over the property, when she sees one, she stands up on her hind legs and starts snapping. I'm thinking that eagle will be a snap. She don't care. Because what happened when Charlie was a puppy, a seagull grabbed him on the beach, tried to fly off with him. And after that, he was like, we are not having it.
Then he was just terrified. Yeah.
When he get on his hind legs, start snapping, birds would leave him alone. He's like, I will eat me a bird. I'm not going down without a fight. He's just like, no way. But I still watch them when they're out there, because the ospreys fish right up my back tree. One of my pine trees, they fish out. I got to buy you in my backyard going to the coast.
Yeah.
Where are you, Sheila?
I'm at the office.
Besides, next to this big 500-pound dog that I hear barking in the background.
He's like, don't worry, the office is protected from all. So we're in McKinney, Texas, so about 45 minutes north of Dallas.
I get it.
And our offices are in historic downtown McKinney, so it's like perfect little Hallmark movie. It's like the 200 cute shops, and all the fun craft fairs and all that. So there's hundreds of people walking around, and so that's why he all of a sudden.
Well, that's cool.
To protect people.
Good job, buddy. Good job. My
like, I'm doing good things, Mom.
That's right. She's guarding. They're guarding. That's what they're doing. They're keeping away. That's what my friend said. Well, have you ever been attacked? It's like, no, see, Chihuahua is doing your job. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. But they can literally hear ambulance. They'll be 5 miles down the road, and my oldest one started howling. The other one did that too before he died. He would howl when he'd hear. When we lived in the city, it was all the time. Wake me in the middle of the night. I thought something was wrong with the dog. I mean, he started doing it when he was 1, and then anytime, he'd only do it when he heard the ambulance or police car X miles down the road.
Yep.
And then when they got closer, he'd stop. But at some point, I don't know if it hurt his ears, what it was. He was howling like, Daddy, there's something coming. We'll get the gun. I was like, and it's funny too. When something was bad going on, he'd run the door, run back and look at me, run the door, run back, look at me, run the door, run and look at the gun, come back, look at me, run to the door. He was well trained. But we had 2 males in the beginning. Now we got 2 females. Look at that.
There we go. There's her little puppy.
Baby, that's a
My
baby.
little puppy. He's
That's
Yeah.
a baby.
big, 85 pounds of puppy.
He's like, Mom, I don't want to be on TV. Get me out of here. Look at he's looking the right way.
He's usually right here and like laying on my lap during our
Yeah,
podcast,
giant
and
laptop.
I'm like, Winston, like we're live, you know, and he's like,
Yep, so who cares?
yeah,
Oh
he's
my,
like,
my black one, she'll come get. She's so black, she'll get right here and she'll be head on me with her eyes closed, and you don't know she's there. Especially when I'm wearing a black shirt, you don't even see her.
yeah,
But one night we live, we got like 8 people in here, big audience, and she just opened her eyes and all you could see was a white. People were just flipping out. What the hell is that on you? There's something like this. It's my dog. I said, it's been here for an hour. She just gets up there and goes to sleep. When I had cat, we thought the keyboard was really stuck.
Yeah.
But, we get new pets every decade or so, I guess.
yeah, exactly. He's like, oh, there's people.
So again, now Sheila, now on Battlefield Earth, because that was the inspiration from inviting you on this thing here to make sure it's known, and then obviously the other 499 books that you've got on top of Battlefield Earth there. So they go to book.io, and so if they get the digital book, do you still call them ebooks?
Yeah, we call them ebooks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get the ebook, then you can get the audio book at a discount if you do that.
Absolutely. Both are on both sites. So, but obviously books are book.io. So, but yeah, go and both have the ebook and the audio book. Buy the ebook first so you can get the discount. And there's not an infinite supply. So that's also the fun thing about blockchain is you can actually say, nope, we're only going to sell a couple hundred of these, right? So this introduces the aspect of digital scarcity into the world, because that's actually not a thing, right? You can have as many licenses as you want. That's the goal for Kindle is they just want millions and millions and millions of licenses. And we actually go, well, if we only do a couple hundred, then they're going to be worth more than you bought them for, because not everybody's going to get what, that they wanted. And so then there's that whole ability to sell them on the secondary market because you can transfer ownership. That's the beauty. It's just like all of the assets that you get, all of the benefits of having a physical book just turn digital. So you can go, this was great. I loved this book. I'm going to send it to my mom. You can literally type in your mom's email and send it to her, and it'll go, hi mom, Sheila wants to send you a book, do you want to claim it? And it'll just create an account for her and poof, put it in there. If you want to go on secondary markets and actually sell it and go, hey, there was only 1,928 of these with the Frank Frazetta cover on it with the video inside of there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Now I have a question now because I'm looking at, I just logged on to it, and you got a thing like on a few different titles, like including on Battlefield Earth, it says minting. What does that mean?
When it says minting, it means that it is a live sale. So if it says that it is sold out, that means that amount is gone forever. So we would have to do a second edition if the creator so wanted to have, a creator. But if they only want a couple hundred, then that's all that's available. So you'd have to go and buy it on the secondary for more money.
So like the one next to it, All Quiet on the Western Front, there's nothing above it. That means that's sold out?
It's sold out. Yep.
Oh, so it's either minting or sold out.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And right now, the secondary stores are a different site. We're building our own just to make it easy. So it's all underneath in your account where it's just going to say, send, meaning, hey, I just want to, give this to a good friend. Yeah, I just want to give this to a friend, or I want to sell. So when we create our own site behind there, then you'll be able to sell it. And, because somebody has it'll be like almost like an eBay type market where you put it up and say, so Frankenstein, which is a public domain book, right, sold for $12,000 for number 000 because they're all numbered. So when there's 1,928 of them, there's a 000, there's a number 1, there's a number 2. So that's the goal, is you don't know what you're going to get. It's a complete lottery. And so it sits there and it reveals it to you. And you go, oh my gosh, I got, number 30. Cool. But if you get number 000, oh my God.
Yep, we lose you.
No, she got her dog went.
He said, "Hey, look, somebody got too close to the house, Mama."
Her dog went protective.
He said, "Get away from the house. Step back, step away from the building."
Exactly. Her dog's eating something right now.
Mhm.
Hopefully, it's not.
He's eating the cleaner. Hey.
Hopefully, nothing bad.
I have a hold of him now, so he can't get them. But yeah, so it will come and it'll be numbered. The ones that have multiple covers, you don't know what cover you're going to get. So it's just like opening up a pack of baseball cards. It's, oh my gosh, what cover did I get? What number did I get? And everybody pays that same price. And so you don't know. And you go, oh my gosh, for my, $19 that I paid for this book, I got something that I can immediately turn around and probably get hundreds of dollars for. Or I got number 1900 and it's still going to be a great book, but it might not be worth as much on the secondary until it sells out.
Right.
So yeah, it's just, it adds a little fun to it. But that aspect of digital scarcity doesn't actually exist in our world. So we like to introduce it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is kind of cool.
So I think there's 1928 of each of the ebook and of the audiobook, because that's when Frank Frazetta was born.
Yeah, 1928. Yeah. So now on who thunk this idea of doing blockchain books?
The two founders, so Josh Stone and Ben Illian, came up with it, and it was the solution to how can we own our digital goods. And that's when they went out and were researching and going, okay, we need to create a file type, and the only way that you can own a digital aspect, anything digitally media, is on the blockchain. And that gives you the right then to transfer it to other people, and actually have those same ownership rights. So you'll hear digital ownership a lot when you hear blockchain. And that's what it's referring to, is that you actually own that digital file. And we just made it to where you own that media. So it's the same. I often say when people try to, figure it out if they know a little bit about blockchain, I'm like, imagine having one of your Bitcoins and you're able to hit play on it. And they're like, oh, it's like, that's what it is. It's an aspect that's sitting on that blockchain. We just made them media files that then sit on that blockchain that you're able to read, watch, hear. And sometimes they're all combined into one. And you can, just like this one is, right? You can actually read it, but then you can actually watch the video inside of it as well.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah.
So now so again, for someone to get, because I know we're getting close to the end of our show here. So where does somebody go to find you?
Find me. I'm super easy to find. I'm just Sheila at book.io. I'm Sheila at stuff.io. They all go into the same email. Please do, for all the authors that are watching this, we do not touch your rights. We do not require exclusivity. We do a 70-30 split of revenue, where the 70 goes to you. And also, if you're a musician, come sell your music with us. It's more than 0.003 cents for listening on Spotify to your song. So yeah, come contact me. I'm happy to get you set up as a creator and get all your books, audiobooks, music, and films selling with us. So we'd love to have you. There's also, the contact us on either one of those sites, all of those go to my email. So even if it's like info at, book.io, info at stuff.io, all of that goes to my email. So just say, you saw us on, this podcast and, you saw us talking and I really want to sell my stuff. I'm aspiring at, it doesn't need to be a book that has been published. You do not need a publisher. This is the same as self-publishing if you want. And we take publishers as well, right? So we work with publishers and we would love, if you're a publisher, we would love to have you put your entire catalog on if you would. We can always do Onyx ingests and get your whole catalog selling. So,
and then you're global too. Stuff is like this show's like 170 countries, so that you're reaching right now.
Yeah, we have actually, I think we've sold in about 120. But yes, we are global. Good. It works around the world. Our apps work around the world. Obviously, you can read everything on desktop, but we have apps on iOS and Apple and smart TV if you want to watch any of the movies on your smart TV. So super global. We take credit cards. We also take crypto if you know it. But yeah, easy purchasing. There's a simple mode. So you literally just need your email address and everything is created for you. And then an easy checkout with a credit card. So yeah, we are global just like you guys. Beautiful.
Yeah, I think we've got 110,000 archives available right now.
Wow.
SoundCloud alone has 20,000 by itself.
Right.
Right. It's the problem. I've been doing this a long time, but some of the old art, it's questionable.
Right.
It's back from like '99 and stuff like that before we had all this fancy electronics, high definition sound and stuff that we got.
Right.
Everything broadcasts either 4K or 8K.
Yep.
Which I don't even understand that because your eyes can't even see that, but still, But yeah, we Google, like, it's weird because we'll get every so often we'll get a podcast like that, put your material on. And I understand why, because when you're new and you can just automatically drop 100,000 archives in, it helps speed things along. But
of course,
Google had brought us on. Google went and hunted down everything I had across the web and put it on one page. And then they decided they didn't want to do it anymore. Google was making a thing for all podcasters forever. And I think Google didn't realize how many podcasts.
Right.
Podcasts there are.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. We do anywhere from 100 to 170 hours a week, depending on what's going on.
Dang.
Yeah, well,
but what's cool is all of that could be one file.
Well, I love blockchain. I've used blockchain for a lot of things. And well, Jeffrey, no, you can use blockchain. The blockchain was originally for the dark web, that you could make.
Originally for what?
It was originally for the dark web. It was designed of a way to have untraceable money. That's what BTC was supposed to be in originally. Since then, there's been modifications and governments have got involved. But still, it's out of everything out there. It's probably the safest form of moving it. It's not unhackable, but it's really, 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 really hard to hack. That's no amateur Chinese or American or Russian that will hack. This takes serious skill and serious time. And don't get me wrong, it gets hacked, once or twice a year. But for the amount of money that's being moved and the amount that's being stolen, it's far less than when you start looking at regular currency or digital currency. It's not on blockchain. Yes, James, unfortunately, there's a lot of digital currency. Well, when you're using your PayPal account or your bank online, that's digital currency, my friend.
Right.
Even though you got cash in your bank, it's still digital when you're sending it around the world. Yeah. I use a lot of things. I use PayPal for a lot of things. I use Cash App for a lot of things. It just depends what it is. Different ones have different safety features, but blockchain by far is really safe.
Yeah. And that is what people, usually when they hear the word, they go, oh, so like cryptocurrency. And it's like, yeah, but imagine if you had all the benefits of decentralization and encryption for other things, so it's like we've taken it and done it for media. So you get all those great benefits for all the media that you now want to own. And you have to.
I like that idea. That's a really good idea. I mean, leasing media bites. Wish somebody would do that with domain names.
Right. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I make money off my domains, but still, man, it's aggravating. Yeah, and I do sell them from time to time. Google will send me something, or one of the companies will send me something, like GoDaddy will send me something. Did you know this domain is worth? Would you like us to put it on auction? And if it's not a primary, they can put it on. If it's primary, no. You're not getting any of my primary. I don't need those. But it is nice. And in old days, I made a lot of money just buying domains and selling them. Grabbing a name that no one thought of and selling it. I think my brain finally got too old for that. But you make a lot of money do it. But no, Jeffrey. So she's used when they're talking blockchain. They're talking about blockchain that's used on BTC, but blockchain's also used in stuff in our military and other places. It's used for financial security and bank systems because it's a very secure system. So if you're going to get it, and the odds of somebody's going to come hack your movies, it's not that high to start off with. But if they're going to hack your movies, then you got blockchain. Highly unlikely.
Right. And the way that we, shred them and store them, and then the way that the actual file works, and that's where, I'm like.
The disappearing page is a nice thing.
Yeah.
Well,
so it's like you hack it 1 second of a movie. It's like, congratulations. So we haven't had anyone ever tell us that anything has gotten.
I can't see where it would. No, Jeffrey, you're thinking about it dissolving pages like you see pictures and stuff. That's a different technology.
Oh,
it's not. If it was blockchain, you would go hack it, but it's blockchain. You can do anything with it. I mean, it's as far as I know, it's used for. It's the next real good, solid program for the next probably 50 years, or maybe 100 years, depending on if somebody invents something better. But it was a good invention, and the sad part is technically nobody really knows.
Right. They all just think Bitcoin, and it's like, that's one blockchain. There's thousands, and they all have, they're different. The ways that they were built for different uses, and so there's a lot that have very, very, very high security, and some are great for media. So we mint on 6 different blockchains currently. And possibly Bitcoin to come this year. So imagine,
It's a good time to get into BTC while it's still kind of low.
Right.
I think it jumped up to 70 recently, but it's, Jack, when I bought into BTC, it was in 2013, and Bitcoin was less than that. Good friend of mine, I just got a big job finished, and she was bugging the hell out of me. She's like, "You need to buy 100 of these. You need to buy 100 of these." I'm like, "I'm not buying fake money." It took her like a whole year. I wish I would have bought when she asked me to, because it was like $89. Instead of 100, I think it was like $4.80 a coin.
Oh my goodness!
And I kept on for a while. I got rid of some at 50. I got rid of some at 80. So I was up to 6. I think I'm back down to 3 or 4. And I got the original mining software.
Yeah.
Actually, all of my computers. And it's people always think, they go, "Oh, you're mining." No, people, I'm not mining like y'all are, where y'all doing shared mining with a bunch of people. I'm actually physically mining real coins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a difference.
Nobody get none of them coins but me.
Yeah, right.
Matter of fact, I made a good profit about 4 years ago. A good friend of mine, they own a mining farm in Texas, 5 million square feet of it. And they were just losing so much money in electricity and heating, trying to keep the place. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Well, John, I know you used to do this. Can't you figure this out?" I said, "Yeah, let's liquid cool the whole place and get rid of all this equipment."
Yeah.
What I said, "Yeah, we're going to put blade servers in, we're going to max them out, and we're going to liquid cool, and we're going to run the whole system together." They were stunned. They were stunned. They went from like $2 million in profit to $6 million to $7 million a month in profit. It's like, I should have told you I wanted a percentage of it.
Yeah, no kidding. Like that's pure consultancy right there.
But I've been doing computers since I was in the Navy, so it wasn't a big deal. And all of my computers in here are liquid. Because in the old days when we had to run 20 computers in here, and it would get so hot. Even with the main unit on and a window unit on, you still couldn't sit in here and do it.
Right. Yeah, you need to go consult in the broadcast world. My old stomping ground, where they spend millions of dollars trying to air condition all the server rooms, and you're like, "There's a better way."
It's funny. I was at WRNO in New Orleans, and they were telling me about how do you broadcast so easy, because they're still using all old school equipment, all the big plugins, big jacks and stuff. It's like, "What are you doing, man?" I said, "Throw this shit in the garbage." She's like, "What? You know what this is worth?" I said, "It ain't worth nothing today."
Yeah.
He's like, "Why?" I said, "Watch." I said, "Who's got a laptop?" I said, "Get out. Let me have your computer." I went, popped up stream. I said, "We're going to do it live right here." He's like, "Well, yeah, we're going to go live right here." So we're going to go live to. I said, "We'll use this show because it's going to go out to about 100 countries." Like, what? I said, "Sit down. Get on your mic. Sit down. Get on your mic. Sit down." I said, "We're live." no way. And I said, not only we're live, I said, all 4 of us are live in the studio, plus your 4 friends outside the studio are also in here with us.
Right.
3 different countries.
Right.
He's like, what the? I was like, dude, I don't know where you've been living in the dark ages, my friend. Old radio is dead.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you don't need to translate over the airwaves, but you don't need all this. Oh man, I said, you don't need record players anymore. You don't need tape players anymore. You don't need any of this stuff. I said, just start. I said, you don't even need mixing boards because you can put them on your computer. He's like, they were just stunned. So he went from having a room full of shit to just 3 computers.
Right. Right.
And a lot of speakers because they like to blow their eardrums out. But
Yeah.
I tell people, there's easier ways. And I've always looked for it because, you know, in the early days, it was just me. So any automation was a blessing.
Mm.
I call this radio idiot.
Kind of is. You just have to hit connect, and it's like, boom, you're worldwide radio now.
We'll bring somebody new and they ask me, how long is it going to take me to get used to the system? And how smart are you? I'm average for 2 weeks. And I said, if it takes any longer, that means your IQ's about 50. You know? So they don't even call me after that. They're like, no, 2 weeks is all they're going to get. But Michelle's always around, so if they need something, call her. She's much nicer than I am. So. See, I only want to bug me in the middle of something. Matter of fact, I was in D.C. in the middle of talking to somebody doing an interview, and 2 of them called me asking me, oh my God, you're doing an interview right now, right? I said, I know you can see it because it's live right now. There's no doubt you can't see it on the screen.
Right.
Yeah. With StreamYard, you can do as many live. We've had 5 shows running at the same time.
Yep.
Just bam, 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 and you can see them on YouTube and Rumble. I actually like Rumble better than YouTube, but they're more open. They don't really care what you say. You know, John's always cursing and stuff, so I gotta have somebody to keep him in check, man. Uses in bad words like darn and damn and stuff.
Yeah, pretty foul mouth. But I'm gonna have to sign off here pretty soon. I've got another event I need to go to.
Yeah, so I didn't get John.
But thank you very much, Sheila. It's been great seeing you and having you on here again. I hope that it helps also to get more introduction to your program of what you've got with Stuff.io and Book.io.
I hope. I mean, we're looking forward to more books coming from Galaxy Press. And go grab your ebooks and audiobooks because they are a limited edition. So make sure you go and get them. They're a cover that doesn't exist out there. And then if you are, this is all about authors. So if you are interested in selling your own stuff, my gosh, we are here for you. We are here for creators. So happy to, it's very easy. It'll take you about 15 minutes to get selling with us. So yeah, we have an easy walkthrough. So happy to talk to anybody who wants to come on over.
Good. You're very good to work with, so that's great. I wish you very much success with this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we got to get out of here because I've got 40 minutes before I got to be in the next show.
Oof.
Yeah, going to do one of those crazy days. And the next show is not a light show. I'll leave it at that. It's called chat. Everybody's very nice. Yes, they are. Mostly. but anyway, we got to get out of here. So again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to United Public Radio and the Authors Quill. Of course, if you have any moans, groans, bitches, or complaints, feel free to write to Michelle. She loves to hear from y'all. Especially like the lady the other day said, can you please fire Jeff? She said, well, no, because he owns the place. Doesn't work like that. But on that note, good night and good afternoon. And I'll see you Wednesday. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you.